Loves. It's Michelle Romero. Here today to talk about recognizing patterns in your life and what to do about them. I am a mother of 4 from 2 different marriages. I had 2 older boys, and then several years later, I had 2 more boys. So I've really had a chance to reflect back on the parenting that I did with the first set of boys, critique it, and so with the younger ones, I'm carrying on the things that I thought really worked and changing the things that didn't work. But I'm also older now, so I've looked even more deeply into what are some family cycles. How did my parents grow up? How were my great-grandparents? How were my grandparents? All of these things to really, I'm trying to do the best. I'm doing the best possible thing to raise these children in the most loving environment possible. And you have to have goals for that, okay? So my goals would be to raise productive, responsible, loving, kind, thoughtful people. Really, I've always wanted, ever since I was little, a very close-knit family. I'm talking immediate family, especially. But someday when my boys get married, I want a close relationship with their wives, with my grandchildren, and that's how I see my life. Holiday dinners together, spending time on the weekends, doing things, just being a close family. And so I look back, that's not necessarily something that I had. I come from a divorced family, and I did not grow up with step-parents or anything. So what can I do, or what have I done to change this? So one thing that I have recognized, and I can see it, or could see it in myself, potentially, is on my mother's side of the family, I feel as though the women as mothers tended to be a little cold and distant. Not that they didn't love their children, but just they aren't the warm, fuzzy, loving women and mothers that I would want to be. So that's a conscious thing that I have had to tweak in myself, because that's who I want to be. I want to be the mother that, your little ones come up to, my little ones, and they give me a hug and a kiss out of nowhere and just say, I love you. And what I hear from my kids are, you're my sweetheart, you're my love. My 4-year-old will get out of the vehicle in the garage, and he will open my door for me. And if I open my door for myself, he lets me know that, no, I was going to open the door for you. These are the kind of gentlemen, men that love their mothers that I'm raising. I'm doing the best that I can to raise. Now with my first 2 boys, I did let this slip a little bit. It's an excuse, but I was younger. I wasn't as self-reflective as I am now. And so going back, I have to put more effort into it. Really to make sure that we are showing that affection for each other. They still give me a kiss at bedtime and hugs and I love you. But that's something we've really had to work on. And it just has come a lot easier with the little ones. But we're still working on it, and it's going to happen. It's going to be there. Because we have a limited time on this earth, and we should all be surrounded by love. And people that love us, people that care, people that are okay with expressing that. So that would be one pattern. I also came from a family where there have been generations of molestation. And so that is something that I have taken a good hard look at. Okay, so what subconscious cues could have been passed on to me that would have maybe attracted someone that would take advantage of a young person? And then am I giving those subtle unconscious cues to my children unintentionally, where someone could lure them, or might just put them in a situation where they didn't feel empowered to say no, because to me these people are looking for a certain kind of trait in some of these people. Well, I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything possible in my life to break these. It's going to stop here. Certain things in my life, in my family's history, are going to stop here. Okay? What would be another one? Tendencies of alcohol and drug addiction in certain parts of my family's history. That is stopping. That's just not going to happen. Our family is close enough and expressive enough that it's something that will stop here. Okay? Any financial difficulties that have been experienced in my family's past history has stopped with me. And I am teaching my children the principles of making sound financial decisions. These are things that I am doing on purpose for them. And if you're listening to me, then these things are important to you as well. I have videos on finances, videos on health. Also, again, I remember filling out at a doctor's office the family history form. And when it would say heart attack, and in my mind, I would think, okay, paternal grandfather. They'd say paternal grandmother, paternal grandfather, maternal grandmother, all of these things, asking you who in the family had it. And even filling it out at a very young age, I remember thinking, well, that's because they didn't take care of themselves. That is not going to happen to me. Or, this specific type of cancer. And then they want you to say who in your family had it. And I always thought, well, that was because this person did X, Y, and Z. That's not going to happen to me. These aren't things that, or another example would be lung cancer. Well, this particular person did and that would be a reason why that they would have had that. So to me, none of it related to me. None of these things are going to happen to me because I don't make the same lifestyle choices as the people that this happened to. So that would be another pattern that is breaking, that is recognized. Oh yeah, in our family we did do things this way. And then making a conscious decision to change that. If you have any questions about this, please email me. I can help you recognize some family patterns. We can discuss it. I'll make another video answering your questions. And we'll help you get through this, because change is possible. And it starts with you. It begins with you, but it's going to carry on generation after generation once you decide this is it. Our family is not suffering with these things anymore. change is possible. And I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. I'm really speaking from the heart on this, as I always do. And I love you all. Let's make it a great day. Thank you.